I'm thinking I might put on a base plate and the front plates on this thing before I start filling it up, just so we can see how much it weighs. So I'm going to draw the base plate. It shouldn't be too hard. Okay, I'm just looking at this. Now I'm just trying to think, how can I make the part so it's easy to assemble. And what I should do is bring these bits in here so they overlap with each other and step around each other, just so when you jig it all together you can align the parts off each other. Hard to explain. So I'll turn on the edges. You can see at the moment I've got everything overlapping in here, so this plate overlaps. But if I stop it back here somewhere and then step in the motor mount up across, just so they come in and overlap each other a bit, just so when you jig it all up you can align each part off each other, just to help make things square. I'm not sure how easy I'm making explaining that. I'll just do it and then show you the results. Yeah, I'll just do it. Right, there we go. So that's what I mean, step around each other. So the motor mount plates step up and across, and the base plate steps out. And that way they sort of, it's not a proper slot, they just sort of butt up against each other. And that way, when you're jigging it up, you know that they're in the right position when they weld. There's no tabs or slots or anything like that, because that's kind of a little bit of a waste of time. Because the whole idea when you jig it up is the guy will just use his magnetic clamps to hold these two pieces in place. So he just butts them up against each other, clamps them off, and then welds. There's no point in tabbing and slotting everything. That's enough. When you jig him up, that'll weld into place. I think that looks pretty good actually. I might do a little bit of one for these two inner drive mount plates. I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to do that yet, but we'll figure that out later. What I need to do now is the front plate, so we can make sure that we've got clearance around the motor. Excuse me. So I'll draw the front plate over here and see what it looks like. I was just about to mirror this plate over to the other side, and then I realised that it needs a hole here to allow the weapon wires to pass through to the inside. So I can't mirror that. I need to actually model the same thing onto the other side instead of cheating. And I've also made the plate just out of 3mm, which will be 3mm mild, not the 6mm bristle, because I don't think it needs the strength. But then I've probably just realised this bit here sticking out the side here, that could take quite a few impacts and get bent. It may be better to make this plate out of bristle so this bit doesn't bend as easy. I've also rounded the tip off because it's pointy out the side. I'll probably end up scratching myself on it. So yeah, I've got to make this out of 6mm, put a hole in here, and then do exactly the same plate on the other side. So yeah, more fast forwarding. There we go, both plates in. One side has a cutout for the motor, one side doesn't, so they have to be modelled separately. Yeah, those corners all match up nicely. Corner up there nicely, so all the plates are the right lengths and everything. Yeah, 6mm plate instead of 3mm. They shouldn't get bent as easy. And that's what it looks like on the robot. Yeah, there's clearance around there for the motor. The wires can pass through inside. I need to make a hole over this side so we can run a screwdriver through to screw on the motor. Which is going to be a bit hard here now that I've covered up the sides. Worry about that later. Most of it's just worry about that later. Do one step at a time. Just have to figure out what the next step is. Probably the rear, and then start to fill it up. And maybe start to fill it up next. I'm not sure. It's looking pretty good. It's probably too heavy. Find out how heavy it is. Yep, too heavy. 13 kilo. Oh, we'll have to use a smaller disc. What a shame. We'll do that next time. Okay. Update, save.